As a beginner, it can be difficult to find what information you need to start with. Often, it's promoted that beginners have to follow some sort of high-volume bro split or some kind of fad diet. And unfortunately, this basically always takes beginners nowhere and eventually leads them to become completely discouraged and then quit lifting altogether. The reality is, it is actually quite simple to improve your body composition and build some muscle. So here are the 4 things I feel like you need to keep in mind, and really the only things you'll ever need to know if you're just a beginner, just want to improve body composition and build some muscle. And so to start off with the number 1 most important thing, progressive overload training. That's right, the compound lifts, the squat, the bench, the deadlift, these need to be focused on as they're the foundation of any program no matter how advanced you are. They provide the greatest stimulus for growth, and the majority of your gains will always come from these lifts. And with these compound lifts, you got to be performing more over time, progressive overload. Especially as a beginner, developing a foundation of strength is critical. And since most beginners can progress weekly or workout to workout, this should be capitalized on. People will often say that you need to focus on high volume training, as there's a strong correlation between volume and hypertrophy. But the reality is, volume is only as good as the amount you can recover from. And since beginners can only recover from a limited amount of volume's got to be kept lower. 3 sets of 5 to 10 reps is a good place to start with in order to practice good technique and focus on getting stronger on the compound lifts. A quick aside on isolations. Isolation exercises are only useful really to work on weak points. A true beginner doesn't need to use isolations because there are really no weak points yet. After a month or more of training, then worry about isolations, as weak points may start to develop as the physique starts to become more apparent. And number 2 on the most important things to concern yourself with is calorie balance. Calorie balance will determine whether you gain or lose weight. If you want to lose weight, you have to burn more calories than you consume, which is called a calorie deficit. If you want to gain weight, you have to consume more calories than you burn. This is called a calorie surplus. If you're trying to lose weight, create some sort of small calorie deficit by either substituting unhealthier foods for cleaner options, such as substituting fried chicken for a chicken breast, or just track using something like MyFitnessPal. Ideally, aim to lose half a pound to 1 pound per week. If you're looking to gain weight, create a slight caloric surplus. Aim to gain no more than 0.5 pounds per week. And number 3 on our most important things to worry about, protein intake. Now I'm sure you've all heard those bros saying you need to eat absolutely every amount of protein available. That's not true. You only need around 0.8 grams per pound of body weight. Anything more likely isn't necessary. Stick with that, you'll be totally fine. And finally, number 4 on our most important things to worry about, consistency. Unfortunately, it takes a while for your body to adjust and adapt to the training you're doing, as well as your dietary changes. Make sure you're hitting each muscle group at least twice per week, as well as staying on track on your diet daily. Aim to eat clean about 85% of the time, and overall, stay consistent. Doesn't have to be perfect, just has to be consistent. Also ensure that you're getting adequate amounts of sleep, 7 to 8 hours per night, quality sleep.